here, the second floor of the SCP website services about for hosting is completely phone and we will also for the little flower topic. We have our guest two guests. We are joined by the director of
Okay naman po. Ganyan ako.
the
Thank you.
Department of Development.
Economy Planning and Development. Economy Planning.
Then we are close by for the National Commission of Civil Service, the Project Development Officer Vice President, the Principal Brian Melissa, and we have a Mr. Project and then formerly the National RDC. Ito na response to the opening system na matapos po natin the DRDT 2020 update the evaluation the project, prior project and the completion of the critical urban development plan for Metro Politan Davao and for our SCCS report and currently after merong MOA signing for DL DLA. Sir, kasi noted ko siguro pisara na natin siguro interesting na yung study RD
Maing buntag. So we extend our gratitude to the Philippine Information Agency for your steadfast commitment to advocate for the development initiatives of Davao Region. So we are proud to announce that the Davao Region has not only maintained its status as a trillion peso economy for 2025 or 2024, but has expanded further. In 2024, our regional economy reached 1.08 trillion in economic output. So it grew by 6.3% in 2024, while this represents a slight deceleration from 6.7 in 2023. It demonstrates resilience amid a challenging global and national economic environment. A closer look at the sub-regional breakdown reveals distinct narratives of growth. Davao City remains the undisputed engine of our regional economy, contributing 53% of our total regional output. Davao del Norte, second largest, contributing 17.4% to the region, while Davao del Sur contributed 10.7%. Davao de Oro contributed 9.4%, while Davao Oriental, 5.6%. Davao Occidental, which is the youngest, contributed 3.8% to the regional economy. So while we celebrate our continued status as a trillion peso regional economy, we are bound to further improve our regional economy by modernizing our agriculture. This is now the focus of our regional development plan, modernizing our agriculture. Managing the industrial boom is crucial for long-term growth. Sustaining the services sector remains as vital to the regional economy. Fostering innovation is critical to spur sustainable growth across all sectors. And we want to encourage, we want to call, this is our call to action, the divergence in growth rates with the metropolitan center accelerating while some provinces decelerate. Reminds us of the importance of connectivity. Our vision to transform Davao region into an international logistics hub is more relevant than ever. By integrating our transport and digital infrastructure, we can ensure that the economic vibrancy of Davao City flows more freely to the other provinces. So we call upon our private sector partners and local government units to use data to craft targeted interventions. And hopefully we can work together to reverse the slowdown in our agricultural areas, which posted a negative 0.4% in our last PSA report. So thank you and good morning.
Good morning. Mayong buntag sa tanan, and I would like to thank PIA for inviting the National Committee of Senior Citizen for Region 11. Thank you, Sir Rudolph, for having us. On behalf of our Regional Director, Cesar Adige, I would like to report that the implementation of our expanded Centenarian Act program had been very successful in the past year. Take note that this has been the initial implementation or the first implementation of the Expanded Centenarian Act. Marami pong salamat sa lahat ng mga nagsuporta sa ating programa, our partners in the LGU, the national government agencies, and of course, yung mga private sector na nag-contribute din sa ating successful implementation ng program. Now, we would like to report that we have given around 139 million pesos to 13,247 senior citizens, all within across the region. If we recall, the program is all about giving a cash gift of 10,000 to those senior citizens who have reached their milestone age of 80, 85, 90, and 95. And of course, yung mga centenarian natin na nag-abot din ng 100 years old. So we gave this amount to, again, 13,247 senior citizens, divided into 4,606 males and 8,641 females po. So marami-rami parate, doble parate yung ating mga females in terms of longevity, well into their old age already. And then malaki po ang portion ng Davao City, which is around 3,624 ang nabigyan natin ng benefits, ng cash gift. And in Davao del Norte, 2,802, Davao de Oro, 2,243, Davao Oriental, 1,994, Davao del Sur, 1,754, and Davao Occidental, 830. Now, we would like to announce that we have received already a directive from our central office that we will continue to accept those applications that has from the applicants of 2024. Sila po yung mga naging 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100 nung year 2024. And of course, we will also be continuing to accept also applications from 2025, and for this year, tatanggap na rin po tayo. So it's very important na lahat ng ating mga 2024 ay mag-submit na ng kanilang application. We will be accepting the applications until March 31, 2026. And then, for 2026, we are targeting to give to our seniors numbering 13,844 po. So, we hope that we can give out at ma-maximize po natin ang 149 million na budget para po sa kanila. So, please continue to submit your applications to our partners, ang ating pong mga OSCA at ating pong mga local social welfare development office ay tumatanggap ng application from our senior citizens for this program. To continue, ang ating pong opisina sa Regional Office 11 is also geared towards developing and improving, establishing the services that we give out from the Senior Citizens Community Care Center. Ito po yung mga senior citizen center that were established by virtue of RA 7876. Ito po yung mga centers wherein expectedly are yung ating mga different partners, NGAs, the private sector, and we would like to strengthen the para naman po sa ating benefiting mga senior citizen. Furthermore, meron po na League of OSCAs last November, and again, we will be tapping them also to strengthen our communication, our information campaign, so that our senior citizens will be properly informed. So again, all other programs we will continue also, but we'll just make sure na mauuna po at mabibigyan ng priority ang ECA at ang ating Senior Citizen Center. Marami pong salamat.
Updates. Okay, the RDP midterm update was just approved by the RDC. It's our blueprint for development for Davao Region from 2026 to 2028. And it focuses on reducing the vulnerability of our families and our individuals for by increasing their income earning ability. Also, that's from the supply side. From the demand side, we aim to transform our production sectors to provide more growth opportunities. And to support this, we have these six big ticket projects to support the transformation of our production sectors. The transformation of our production sectors, according to this plan, will hinge on three strategies. One is to modernize our agriculture, reinvigorate our industry, and revitalize our services sector. So those are the main strategies of the regional development plan. And for the six big ticket projects, to support the implementation of this plan, we have the Davao City Bypass construction project, reducing the travel time and congestion in the downtown area. We have the Samal Island Davao Connector project. We have the Mindanao Railway. We have the Davao Public Transport Modernization Project, the Airport Modernization Project, including the development of the Mati Airport, and then the Sasa Modernization Project. So those are the big ticket projects that we wish to be completed sometime within the planning period. For the Davao City Bypass construction project, the update as of now is about 46.8% completed, with one package still for procurement. Let me check for the following. Samal Island is 41.11% complete. For the Mindanao Railway, I know many of us are egging to know the status. As of now, the feasibility study will be taken by the Asian Development Bank of the Philippines, and it still has to be procured, the feasibility study. The feasibility study that was done by China government, dahil hindi na natin, it was suspended, so the ADB is now taking the cudgels for the conduct of the feasibility study. The the advantage of having ADB procure the feasibility study is that it is not hinged on one government, gaya ng China. So, pag China ang mag-conduct ng study, China rin ang mag-undertake ng project. Pag ADB, any country can undertake the project kasi ADB siya multilateral, hindi siya bilateral. For the Davao International Airport, the accomplishment as of this time is 27.89%. The comprehensive and sustainable urban master plan for Metro Davao is completed. And it was completed and endorsed by the RDC last December. So, essentially, that was the status of the projects.
Yeah, for 2026, for this year, meron po tayong target na around 13,844 na senior citizens, those who have reached already their milestone age. And that will translate to 149.5 million pesos. Yeah, that's a good question, sir. Kasi yun yung common na baka nag-iisip kasi yung ating mga senior that it's automatic. Hindi po siya automatic. We have to apply by submitting all those requirements. There are 4 requirements. Practically, 3 na lang. One is the application form. That is the 4 pages form application. Dalawa doon is to be filled out by our senior citizen. The other 2 is the validation portion. And then, yung pangalawa is the proof of identity and age. Meaning, ito po yung mga dalawang primary ID. That's national ID. And the other one is the live birth certificate. And there are also secondary documents which would be a combination of 2. Probably, commonly, ang natatanggap natin is the OSCA ID and PhilHealth ID also. Pwede ding ibang mga IDs, voter certificates, yung mga SSS and IDs nila. At worst case scenario, walang ibang document, we can also receive or accept yung mga baptismal certificate and church records. Yun yung mga iba pang documents. Certification from NCIP, certification from National Commission on Muslim Affairs will also be accepted. So marami po. Actually, hindi tayo limited lang doon sa dalawa lang. But for easy processing, pwede na po yung either of the 2, national ID or live birth certificate. The other one is a picture proof of life, which is actually a picture of our senior citizen holding the calendar, the current month calendar. So, yun po yung 3 na ating tinatanggap. Application form, properly filled out. Yung ating proof of identity and age. Importante, naka-indicate pala doon sa ID natin yung year of birth and date of birth. And at the same time, yung proof of life. Yun yung picture ng kanilang. It's usually a whole body picture holding calendar to be printed in A4. Yes, sir. It will be also accepted. It's a proof na talagang current siya. Okay? So, pwede po yun.
Okay. we have a lot of problem in the agriculture sector. For now, our agriculture growth has plunged to negative 0.4% because of many things like Asian swine flu, hindi pa tayo natapos. Ang ating banana industry, fusarium wilt, it's still there. That's why we are actually coordinating with our state universities and colleges to wala na tayong kundi mag-innovate. So mag-innovate na talaga tayo. So we'd like our state universities and colleges to venture or offer programs on smart agriculture and precision agriculture. So ito yung mga innovation na sana makatulong sa ating agriculture sector para kasi pakita niyo naman ang growth ng agriculture sector hindi siya steady nag-vary siya depending on diseases and then climate change and kaya siya. That's why if we go on innovation, baka ma-address natin yung current na problems ng ating agriculture sector. Actually, ang growth ng Davao, 53% shared siya ng Davao City. And Davao City, konti lang agriculture dito. Ang agriculture nasa provinces talaga. We are actually encouraging our provinces to step up on their agriculture sector kasi pag mag-plunge yung agriculture sector, ang growth natin bumababa. For example, 6.7% ang growth natin last year because the agriculture got a positive growth. But for 2024, it plunged to 6.3 because of our agriculture. So wala pong problema sa services. Walang problema sa industry. In fact, industry has a big leap to 9% growth. And our services to 6%. Mataas ang services. Agriculture talaga ang problema. And this agriculture came from our provinces. So pag ayusin lang ng ating provinces yung agriculture, nobody can beat Davao as sustained. Nobody can beat Davao sustained growth for the next. That's right. That's right. Alam mo naman, land is fixed. Land is fixed. I think ang natin ngayon sa agriculture for Davao City, we are totally dependent on the provinces to produce our rice. So, and even our provinces, regionally, I think ang ating sufficiency is just about more than I'd like to refer this to agriculture, but I think it's just about 60% sufficiency. So we are banking on the regional or the neighboring provinces to provide us with rice. So this is why we would like our rice to at least increase our sufficiency level. Sufficiency level meaning production per hectare. So at this point, I'd like to validate this with DA, but I think production per hectare is low compared to other provinces. So that's why they have higher sufficiency rate. So this is where we need to innovate. Dapat precise yung ating pagtanim, precise yung ating kailan tayo magtanim, and these can only be done through smart agriculture, precision agriculture, and our state universities can do a lot to support our agriculture industry. Mm-mm. Yeah. Oo. You have a point. You have a point. The way, ang innovation kasi is more on, dapat nasa young siya eh. Wala na yung ating age na age na mga farmers. They are into traditional agriculture. That's why the young can venture into precision and smart agriculture. Ito na yung digitalization, ito na yun sila ang pwedeng mag-undertake ang ating mga young people. The traditional farmers, sasabihin natin, it's too late for them. But innovating agriculture is never too late. Kasi we keep on consuming. Di naman pwedeng hindi tayo kumakain ng bigas, di ba? So, it's never too late to be there. Although, maybe we can say na at this point of digitalization, we can now, I think, undertake this precision and smart agriculture kasi andyan na yung andyan na ang connectivity eh. So since ngayon lang ang connectivity and our digitalization support, then maybe it's time to venture into innovation for our agriculture industry. Nakita niyo naman sa for example industrialized countries, we want to go into agriculture na at least mga 2 lang ang tao. But the extent of the agricultural land they manage is about hundreds of hectares. Pero 2 lang ang tao, father and son lang. So we want to go into that level. And it can be done by smart agriculture and precision agriculture. It cannot be done by traditional agriculture. I think 2028 lang ito. Agriculture is such a big big undertaking. It cannot be done in 20 years. Tingnan muna natin. We have yet to discuss this with the agriculture sector, and maybe in this budgeting period, we will know how much will be earmarked for innovation by the agriculture sector. Okay. Now I have here Viber message. Actually, alam kong singilin nyo to eh. So, I have a Viber message from the DepDev Central Office. The Phase 1 Tagum Davao Digos segment will be financed by ADB. And then, there is an upcoming start of procurement for consultant. Okay, that is the For Phase 3, Lagindingan CDO Villanueva, ongoing PDMF-funded FS by Delua. Delua is a French firm. Now, ang milestones is from the start of concession actually. Conduct of feasibility study will start this year. Conduct of feasibility study will start this year. And concession will start by, siguro ang adjustment nito between 2026 to 2028, start of concession. We are looking at the start of operations, Mindanao Railway operations by 2031. Yeah, yan ang timelines na binigay sa atin ng DepDev Central Office. So, yun, I hope na feasibility and construction. And I don't know about operations kasi pag operations na siya, baka ibigay siya sa iba. We don't know yet. Oo. pwede kasi, ang nakalagay dito is upcoming start of procurement for consultant, and the FS updating will be financed by ADB. So FS pa lang. Like what I said earlier, pag ADB ang mag-undertake, pwede siyang i-finance by other countries. Hindi siya naka-earmark for one country lang. Unlike China, na China lang talaga ang mag-undertake. For ADB, any country can undertake the project. For now, parang hindi talaga pa siya, hindi siya wala siya sa radar ng ng phase 1 for Tagum Davao Digos, yung China project. As in, basta yan lang ibigay ko sa inyo, it's not going to be implemented by China.
Good question, ma'am. Kasi very important na mabigay pa rin natin sa pamilya na nag-alaga doon sa ating mga senior citizen kung ano yung karapat-dapat para sa ating senior who are qualified. Now, we'll just make sure that they have reached their age, yung birth date nila po. Say for example, kahapon yung birth date nila, today ang birthday nila pero kahapon sila namatay, wala na po yon. Pero kung ngayon or the days after ng kanilang birthday, dun sila nawala, they can apply for their benefits or their cash gift under the Expanded Centenarian Act by submitting the following. There are already 3 that I mentioned. So wala na po yung proof of life kasi wala na nga po siya. But there will be SPA, Special Power of Attorney, authorizing a representative among the heirs kung sino po yung kanyang tatanggap, sino po ang tatanggap ng kanyang cash gift. All of those heirs must sign the SPA. Meron din po tayong release of warranty which is actually tinatanggal sa NCSC yung responsibility na binibigay din among themselves yung responsibility to settle kung ano man yung mga dispute na meron arising from their claim. So yun po, death certificate, and then yung proof of relationship nung malimit yung mga anak ang nag-a-apply. So yung proof of relationship can be birth certificate, all documents that can prove that they're of their relation, and then yung ID nung mismong nagki-claim. So, So, yun po yung mga documents na kailangan nating isubmit if ever namatay yung ating senior citizen. Yes, ma'am. It will still be submitted to our OSCA office that is actually under the LGU or the local social welfare office. Commonly, doon sa mga probinsya, yung local social welfare office ang tumatanggap. So, yun po, ma'am. And usually, yung mga opisinang yan ay alam naman din paano i-guide yung ating mga senior citizen. Thank you.
I think the person in the position to answer that is Davao City. But I think there is I think it will be pursued under the Davao City Master Plan, Metro Davao Master Plan. Pero for now, it's upon Davao City, I am not privy to the Davao City status at their level. Yan, that's the status for now. But I think it will be pursued under the Metro Davao Master Plan. Doon na natin tingnan. Wala siya sa amin. Wala siya. Baka nasa DENR Central Office. Yes, baka doon na binbin. It was not endorsed to DepDev. Yeah, there are 26 projects. The Metro Davao Development Master Plan has just been approved. So it has yet to be presented to the Economic Development Council at the central office level. So there are 26 major projects there. Hindi ko ma-memorize lahat, but there are 26. So pag na-approve na yung master plan at that level, i-check na namin with the with the relevant agencies to pursue the projects. No, proposal pa yan. Proposal. 26. Major. Yeah. Major infrastructure projects.
Regarding po, ano yung mga coverage po ng Metro Davao Development Plan?
Coverage ng Metro Davao. These are Metro Davao. It has 21. Okay. Davao del Norte, Tagum, Panabo, Carmen, Davao City, Santa Cruz, Digos, tawag nito, Digos, Malalag, Malita, Hagonoy, Padada, Sulop. I think those are the municipalities included.
Ano po, what kung bakit ngayon pa nagkaroon ng master plan?
Ganito ito. At the DepDev level or at the Regional Development Council level, we see that the Davao City's growth has been overspilling into Panabo, Panabo, Duhali, nag-overspill siya doon sa Davao del Norte and then sa Santa Cruz on the other side. So, at the Regional Development Council level, thinking, parang futures thinking ba, na to manage na the growth in these areas at this time, dapat i-manage mo na siya. For example, traffic. Traffic management is one of the major areas for intervention in the master plan. So for example, traffic along these areas, yan na yung tinitingnan namin. Land use, tourism, yan yun siya. And then the services sector. So that's why the master plan is undertaken. And it is very timely because if a project comes from a master plan, if a project, for example, a new project comes from a master plan, it has, siguro sabihin natin, a bigger chance of being pushed through rather than projects that are not in a master plan. It was already presented to the public. Yeah. At the central office level, we have yet to know the schedule, but the JICA has already talked to the DepDev central office regarding the presentation of the master plan at that level. We hope so within this year kasi ang ibang projects noon 2027, 2028 na eh.
Yung kasi mayroon tayong development sa Mati Airport at Davao Airport. Yung mga flights ba
Okay. Actually, ang development ng Mati Airport, nasa ano na siya, master plan na siya. Nasa Metro Davao master plan na ang Mati Airport. It was pushed by the RDC because we want to improve the tourism industry in that area and bring in new investments. So, Mati Airport got a 700 million allocation from the 2026 GAA. So, it actually complements the development of the Davao International Airport. Later, under the master plan, Davao Development Master Plan, we are also proposing for an airport in Davao Occidental. Kasi we are pushing for connectivity eh. We can only address yung lagging areas of these areas if we open it for development. So we are thinking of i-validate ko pa sa master plan ha, but I think it's in Malita Airport and then the Mati Airport. The Regional Development Council so far has been successful in pushing for the development of the Mati Airport to address to keep our tourism industry vibrant.
Yung, ano po yung, may isang subject po yung Malita or the Davao International Airport, ano yung isang subject po?
Wala pa ang Malita kasi wala pa siyang development plan eh. But the Mati is already complete. That's why meron na siyang 700 allocation for 2026. Wala pa. It's still nasa ano pa yan? Nasa listahan pa lang. But we'll pursue it. The DIA, it's not working at this time. We need private sector representative to the DIA, which up to now, wala pang private sector na nag-signify ng interest to the Davao International Airport Authority. Wala pang nag-signify na private sector representative. So we are still organizing. It's still in the organization level.
Sir Filbert, kasi yung isa sa programa ng NCSC is yung equal opportunity lalo sa employment kasi every per Davao City may programa sila, makasok ba yun or employ ng mga senior citizen. Ano yung sa meron pa tayong update sa mga ganun employment opportunity?
Yeah. Thank you for the question, sir. Actually, that's one of our focus for 2026, and we are going to really look into how we are going to expand itong mga ganitong agreements and arrangements for our senior citizen. Mahirap lang kasing pagka tayo lang ang nagpo-push, so it has to be in collaboration also with the private sector. So although we are already looking for partners, at the same time we are also requesting our central office kung pwede ba nating i-localize din yung arrangement with the DOT to employ senior citizens as tourist guides as well. So hindi pa kasi naibaba sa regional offices yung mga programang ganyan. May programa na po, meron na pong MOA last year na ginawa yung ating central office. It's between our central office and the Department of Tourism. That remains to be seen when we already draw up the plans and the programs for the implementation of that in this region.
Mag-clarify lang ako about the DIA. Since the DIA is still at its organizational status, the modernization now of the Davao International Airport is still being undertaken by CAAP. 649 million. Ah, walang nakalagay dito. August 30, 2019, walang nakalagay dito. But ano lang naman yan eh, it may, gina-fast track naman na siya. Kasi daghan kaayo, daghan kaayo og, ano ba, tawag niyan, comment na dapat ayusin na talaga. So, we can see siguro, it's not included here, but I'd like to, siguro, well, I'll check it with Kaap, but the the terminal is 27.89% completed, give or take. Baka it may be completed within this year. Kasi 649 million commencing in February 10, 2025 pa siya. So, hindi naman magtatagal yung di ba? Yung pag-release ng ang allocation mo, pag i-allocate mo na for 2025, you have how many years lang para i-implement yung project. So, we're thinking na it may be completed within 2026.
And last question to Sir Filbert, is yung employment or equal opportunity, yung may mga capability or skills training tayo para sa ating mga students under function.
Yeah, it's being done through cooperation and collaboration also with our partner agencies.
For
TESDA, DOLE, all of the agency that offers not only skills training but all at the same time provides also grants and loans for livelihood programs. We are actually in coordination with them. So, in fact, this February we will also be convening our regional advisory body so that we can already ask them for their support again for this year.
Okay, nagkakaroon salamat to our guest, Sir Filbert Brian Silasa from NCSC, National Commission for Senior Citizens, Region 11, and Ma'am R.D. Priscilla Sonido, Regional Director of DepStep, the former ni NECA. So dati, ngayon year lang, or last year, DepStep. Parting statement po, sige,
Like what I said earlier, we call on all the sectors of Davao, particularly our provinces, to help us sustain the growth for Davao region by improving our agriculture sector. Kasi pag nag-dip po yung ating agriculture industry, mag-dip po talaga ang GRDP because agriculture is the least performing sector in Davao region. We are okay with also for private sector maybe to undertake or fatten up the industry sector of their provinces. Ang industry sector kasi will this will give yung more stability in our for our workers. Oo. Kasi sa agriculture sector at saka services sector, sinabi natin kanina, di ba? One of the thrust of the plan is to reduce the vulnerability of our families and individuals. Meaning, dapat kung may calamity or merong untoward na mga incidents, hindi maapektuhan masyado ang mga families or madali sila makabangon. And that can only be done if our workers are employed more in the industry sector. Kasi ito yung least vulnerable, yung least and quality ang jobs rather than in the agriculture. So our agriculture sector will always be there, but that it has to be innovated. It has to be innovated, and that and in that area, our state universities and colleges can help innovate our agriculture sector, and also for our local government units to encourage investments to come in, to digitalize and make the business process easier for investments to come in, particularly for the industrial-related investments. We want our economy to be industry or investment-led rather than consumption-led. For now kasi, ang pinakamataas na share ng GRDP is trade. Trade, meaning services, meaning malls, consumption ng mga tao. Whereas kung investment-led siya, ang growth will be investment-led, it will be more stable. Hindi siya maapektuhan ng consumption. Sa consumption kasi, pag for example, may calamities or anything, or may shocks, maapektuhan ang services sector, which is 61% of our economy, magbaba yung consumption. And pag magbaba yung consumption, magbaba yung GRDP. So we want our growth to be investment-led. And that we want our LGUs to help patabain yung ating industry sector rather than the services sector. Services sector is good. Kasi ngayon, malaki ang share ng, ang tawag niyan, BPOs. Yan, malaki ang share ng BPOs. But with the advent of the AI coming in, our BPOs might be affected. So, dun talaga tayo sa industry. And we can only do that if we make our business processes easier and transparent and digitalized. So, that would be my statement.
Yes. Before anything else, I'd like to also acknowledge RD Sarnido. Ma'am, nice meeting you po. And on behalf of our Regional Director, Cesar A. Adige, the fourth, we would like to extend ang pasasalamat sa PIA headed by RD Rene Carbayas and of course Sir Rudolph Lugay namang yutan nagkauban in this PIA forums. And we would like to thank also our media partners. Dako kaayo ang role of very vital kaayo, crucial sa pag-implement sa among mga programa nga mapahatod nato ang mga mensahe sa ato ang mga senior citizens aron maging effective pagyod ang pag-implement namo sa among programa. We would just like to add also and address our senior citizens who are listening right now. Makialam tayo, mag-participate tayo, hindi porke nag-retire na tayo, hindi na tayo part ng society. Kasama pa rin po tayo sa syudad na ito, sa ating komunidad. So please take part, And so that we will know and hear from you ano pa yung mga kailangan naming ayusin, ano pa yung kailangan naming bigyan ng attention. But rest assured, we are working for your welfare and well-being. So marami pong salamat again sa lahat and may buntag.
Mr. Gilbert, kasi usually si Commissioner Ida Yapa, isang nabubo, di ba na?
Si Commissioner Idaya Patron is our commissioner in charge of Cluster 8. Cluster 8 is a Region 11 and Caraga region also. So, nandun na siya sa mas mataas pa sa amin. Thank you.
Ito, at ang sasasa sa Regional Director PIA 11, President Nabayan. Kasi after dito, meron silang MOA sa MOU sa Thank you so much, Priscilla and Sir Gilbert. Thank you so much to SNCT Davao, to Kadangpag, nag-interview lang ng mga BP. So yun, daghang salamat. Next program will be MOU signing with the PIA President Davao.
Agay.
Sa Manila Media Awards, certificate of recognition is given to nandito po na yung ating mga recipients ng recent D8 Bayanihan Media Awards. Ang naging awardees natin po, PTV Davao and si Rogi. Congratulations, Rogi. And ito ang certificate of recognition citations. PTV Davao for having been selected as the national winner of the 2025 Bayanihan Media Awards under the Best volunteerism reporting in television TV program category, reflecting further your exceptional contributions and commitment to promoting volunteerism as a way of life for every Filipino, particularly in Davao region. The second PMA salutation gives more honor and pride to the region, inspired a culture of selflessness and community service. And to Ms. Rosine Grace Patumbon, Chancellor Davao, recipient of PMA Award for having been selected as national winner of the 2025 Bayanihan Media Awards under the Best Volunteerism Reporting in Print Media Individual category, reflecting further your exceptional contributions and commitment to promoting volunteerism as a way of life for every Filipino, particularly in the Davao region. The second time PMA presentation brings more honor and pride, commitment to spread a culture of selflessness and community service. Congratulations, PTVE and Ms. Rosine Grace Patumbon of Sunstar Davao, the PMA awardees for 2025. Then we have the MOU signing between the Philippine Information Agency and SM City Davao, Ms. Leia and Selene. We'll be having a photo of opportunity associated with signing of MOU for the holding of our Kapihan sa Davao. And also the one nothing about media forum. For photo opportunity, MOU signing between National City Davao and Philippine Information Agency Davao Region.
Kani para sa pag-continue lang sa atong kapihan diri sa SM. So this is for the benefit na atong mga media partners. Napagyapon mo kape.
photo op.
Send again.
Good best week. And since the week next time.
Pausa niya Tomas. Picture. Okay.
After this photo op signing, we'll be awarding of the BMA of Valuability Awards for Region 11 awardees. Is Dina Araneta, representing PGP Davao, and Rogie Pagpupon of Transtar Davao. And we'd like to ask our media friends kasama kasi sabay tayo sa pictorial. Kasama natin sa kampehan, sa mga suki. We'd like to ask our friends of the picture,
Kasi may workshop na balay.
Director,
Wait lang.
okay, we'd like to ask our friends of the picture join the photo op. Since this is also a media event for our media personalities. Let's ask our media friends kasali sa photo op. Miss Gina, Armando Rogi, Mainstay Masuki. Then after this, the awarding of to our BME awardees in 2025. So we will have this institutionalizes our home of Patehan sa Davao here at SMCD Davao. Thank you so much, SMCD Davao, for the continued support.
Baka may message pa. May message si Ma'am Lea.
A message.
Thank you also PIA for always choosing SMCT Davao as your venue for the weekly kapehan. Thank you.
Well, we are here to continue the partnership with our SM, partner from the SM, and of course from our media friends. This is for the benefit of our media pa rin, because this is our source of information. Mga legitimate information are shared here during regular kapihans. So we really appreciate the help and assistance of SM for providing us the venue. Dili ba lalim ni siya, and all the necessary na mga requirements of the kapihans. We are looking forward to magiging ma-improve no nga to ang setup no whenever ma-program na rin sana ng ating SM no kung ano mas mapaganda ang ato ang venue no sa ato ang mga kapihans na weekly na to ginahatag. Salamat sa ato mga media partners are always here present na mga mainstay na daghang kayo kape ug donut na ang nakaon every Monday. Now dili mo ma-diabetic ana. No. Okay lang. Of course, ato mga OJT, nakakita kong mga OJT nato diri na hopefully you will learn from this experience na this is just aspect of the experience ng isang media practitioner. So, masyadong maliit lang ito. But there are still a lot of things that you need to learn when you do a lot of coverage. So, again, thank you very much for everyone's presence, especially Ma'am Christine for continuously coordinating mo, assisting us po dito sa kapihan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and with the awarding our regional awardee, our awardees from the region, DNA Media Awards. We have Miss Rosie Grace Patumbon of Sunstar Davao. And PTV Mindanao represented by Station Manager Dina, isang muna, Miss Rosie Grace Patumbon, Best Volunteerism Reporting in Print Media, two-time awardee. National awardee, two times sunod, back to back. Ito, they're reporting, mga reports sila more on mga volunteerism related articles and reports that promotes the spirit of volunteerism. Yan po yung essence sa ating Bayanihan Media Awards. They were awarded last December sa Manila. They went to Manila to receive their awards, and now we're giving them the certificate of recognition as awardees in the region. From the region. Then we have Station Manager Dina Araneta representing PTV Mindanao, which won the Best Volunteerism Reporting in Television TV Program category. Again, back to back is second time. For the second time, two-timer.
Working for the third Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Hopefully, we will work for the Hall of Fame.
Congratulations to Ms. Nogi and Ms. Bina, PTV Mindanao. Next year, hopefully maraming nasali from our Davao region. Kasama na online by Arlo. Weekly volunteers na yun. Congratulations to our awardees. Two-time awardee 2024 and 2025. Working on to become Hall of Famer. Yes, lunch? Okay, join natin yung kaibigan sa media, nagpapawa.
Other members of the Armando, Parmaka,
O baka pwedeng may mensahe si Ma'am Bina. How to be you. How to be you, ma'am. This is a award na annual ni siya. So karon pa lang January, encourage na mo ang mga media friends na feature mo og mga volunteerism na mga stories. Katong if you have any write-up or coverage, video reports, or bisag social media na postings, anything about volunteerism. So you need to cover. Kanang yun ang kinahanglan nato sa ato ang panahon ron diri sa Pilipinas, no? As in pure tinuod nga volunteerism jud, no, kay ang ilahang prices ba yan na dili ba na siya kanang hatag ni gobyerno. It's a volunteer din from a particular partner na NGO. Pag ato nila dito na i-host, sponsor ana. So volunteer jud ang paghatag. So we encourage all our media partners again na mag-submit sila, mag-start na mo og cover, himo, mga IEC materials regarding sa volunteerism. Thank you again. Congratulations ka Ma'am Vina and kang ate Drujin. Okay, thank you very much. So, hopefully na-encourage siya itong mga ubang mga media partners. Salamat. Dol? Thank you. God bless everyone.